Before ascending to the papacy as Pope Leo XIV, Robert Francis Prevost led a life marked by extensive travel and deep engagement with communities across the globe. His journeys, driven by his roles as a missionary, leader of the Order of St. Augustine, and Vatican official, took him to numerous countries where he fostered relationships, supported local churches, and promoted the values of faith, community, and service. This narrative explores his travels, organized by continent, highlighting specific visits and their purposes, painting a picture of a man whose global outreach prepared him for the universal role of Pope.
Before we delve in deeper, please take 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on similar videos. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Back to our discussion.
Robert Prevost was born on September 14, 1955, in Chicago, Illinois, to parents of Spanish and Franco-Italian descent. Growing up in a devout Catholic family, he was immersed in the vibrant church life of his community. As a young boy, he served as an altar boy, a role that sparked his early interest in the priesthood. His education at local Catholic schools further nurtured his spiritual calling. After high school, Prevost entered the minor seminary of the Augustinian Fathers, drawn to the order's emphasis on community and the teachings of St. Augustine. He pursued higher education at Villanova University in Pennsylvania, earning a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics in 1977. His time at Villanova was not only academically enriching, but also deepened his spiritual formation within the Augustinian tradition. The university, sponsored by the Augustinians, provided a nurturing environment where Prevost honed his leadership skills and commitment to service. Following his undergraduate studies, Prevost continued his preparation for the priesthood at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago, where he earned a Master of Divinity. Ordained a priest in 1982, he was soon sent to Rome to study canon law at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas, the Angelicum, equipping him for future roles in church administration. Back in the United States, he served as provincial prior of the Augustinian province of Mother of Good Counsel in Chicago. From 1999 to 2001, overseeing the order's activities in the Midwest and engaging with local communities through pastoral care and spiritual guidance. Canada, likely visits. While specific records of Prevost's visits to Canada are not well documented, the Augustinian presence in North America extends beyond the United States. As provincial prior and later as prior general, he may have visited Augustinian communities in Canada to support their ministries, though no concrete evidence confirms these trips. South America, missionary zeal and episcopal service. Peru, a second home. Prevost's most transformative travels began in 1985 when he was sent to Peru as a missionary. His first assignment was in Chulucanas, Piura, where he served as chancellor of the territorial prelature from 1985 to 1986. This initial immersion in Peruvian culture and church life was a formative experience as he learned Spanish and connected deeply with local communities. His work focused on pastoral care, supporting the poor, and building bridges between the church and marginalized groups. From 1988 to 1999, Prevost was based in Trujillo, Peru, where he took on multiple roles within the Augustinian community and the Archdiocese of Trujillo. He served as director of the Augustinian Formation Project, prior formation director, instructor, and judicial vicar. At the local seminary, he taught canon law, patristics, and moral theology, shaping the next generation of priests. He also led pastoral efforts at Our Lady Mother of the Church, later established as the parish of St. Rita, and served as parish administrator of Our Lady of Montserrat from 1992 to 1999. His work in Trujillo was marked by a commitment to education, spiritual formation, and community development, earning him respect as a compassionate and dedicated leader. In 2014, Pope Francis appointed Prevost as the Apostolic Administrator of Chiclayo, Peru, and he was ordained a bishop later that year. By 2015, he became the Bishop of Chiclayo, a role he held until 2023. During his tenure, he focused on strengthening the local church through initiatives like the establishment of a diocesan commission on integral ecology, which he notably entrusted to a woman leader, reflecting his progressive approach to church governance. His efforts also included supporting social justice programs and advocating for the marginalized, earning him Peruvian citizenship and the affectionate nickname Latin Yankee in Rome, Washington Post. Other South American countries. As prior general of the Augustinians from 2001 to 2013, Prevost likely visited other South American countries where the order has a presence, such as Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. These visits would have involved meeting with local Augustinian communities, participating in provincial chapters, and supporting missionary activities. While specific details are not widely documented, his role required him to oversee the order's global operations, suggesting travel to these regions to foster unity and spiritual growth. Europe, leadership in the order and Vatican service. Italy, a Roman base. In 2001, Prevost was elected Prior General of the Order of St. Augustine, a position he held for 2 consecutive terms until 2013. Based in Rome, he was at the heart of the Catholic Church, overseeing the order's global activities. His time in Italy was marked by frequent engagement with Augustinian communities across the country, from historic monasteries to modern parishes. He likely participated in church events, such as general chapters and synods, and collaborated with Vatican officials on matters concerning religious orders. His Roman experience was not new. He had studied in the city from 1982 to 1984, earning a licentiate and doctorate in canon law. This academic foundation, combined with his leadership role, made him a familiar figure in Italian ecclesiastical circles. His travels within Italy as Prior General would have included visits to significant Augustinian sites, such as the Church of San Pietro in Cialdoro, in Pavia, where St. Augustine's relics are housed. Other European countries. The Augustinian order has a strong presence in Europe, particularly in Spain, Germany, and France. As Prior General, Prevost likely visited these countries to support local provinces, attend provincial chapters, and promote the order's mission of evangelization and community life. For instance, Spain, with its deep Augustinian heritage, would have been a key destination given the order's historical role in the country's Catholic life. Similarly, Germany, home to early Augustinian monasteries, and France, with its active Augustinian communities, were probable stops. While specific visits are not well documented, his global role suggests extensive travel across Europe. In 2023, Pope Francis appointed Prevost as prefect of the dicastery for bishops, bringing him back to Rome. In this role, he oversaw the selection of bishops worldwide, likely requiring travel to meet with episcopal conferences or assess candidates. Although his tenure was brief before his election as Pope in 2025, his Vatican position kept him engaged with European church leaders, particularly in Italy. Asia, strengthening ties and supporting missions. Philippines, a frequent destination. The Philippines, with its deep Catholic heritage and significant Augustinian presence, was a key destination for Prevost during his tenure as Prior General. The Augustinians were among the first missionaries to arrive in the Philippines in 1565, and their legacy endures in institutions like the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño de Cebu. Prevost's visits to the country were marked by significant events that strengthened ties with the local church and Augustinian community. In January 2004, he visited Cebu to bless the Augustinian friary in Mohon, Talisay City, a moment of celebration for the Augustinian province of Santo Niño de Cebu, Philippines. Philstar. This event highlighted his role in supporting the order's infrastructure and spiritual mission. In 2008, he returned to Cebu to lead the blessing of the Santo Niño Spirituality Center in Consolation, marking the Silver Jubilee of the province. Inquirer. The center serves as a hub for spiritual formation, retreats, and community engagement, reflecting Prevost's commitment to fostering faith. In 2010, Prevost celebrated Mass at San Agustin Church in Intramuros, Manila, during the Order of St. Augustine's Intermediate General Chapter, GMA Network. This historic church, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a testament to the Augustinians' enduring influence in the Philippines. The chapter meeting brought together Augustinian leaders to discuss the order's mission, and Prevost's leadership was pivotal in guiding these discussions. These visits were not merely ceremonial. They were opportunities to connect with local friars, support their ministries, and engage with the faithful. Filipino Augustinians, such as Father Genesis Labana, recall Prevost's warmth and accessibility, noting his emotional impact during these visits. GMA News. His presence underscored the Philippines' importance to the Augustinian order and the Universal Church. Other Asian countries. The Augustinian order has missions in several Asian countries, including Japan, India, Korea, and Indonesia. As Prior General, Prevost likely visited these regions to support the order's work, though specific records are scarce. In Japan, for instance, the Augustinians operate parishes and schools, and Prevost may have visited to encourage these ministries. Similarly, the order's presence in India and Korea suggests possible trips to oversee formation programs or community initiatives. His global role as Prior General, which involved visiting nearly 50 countries, makes such travels plausible, even if not explicitly documented. Caribbean. Engaging with regional church leaders. Puerto Rico. A 2023 visit. In May 2023, as prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops, Prevost visited Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, to participate in meetings with the Latin American and Caribbean Episcopal Council, Telemundo 31. During this visit, he celebrated Mass and engaged with bishops from across the region, discussing matters of faith, governance, and pastoral care. The trip highlighted his role in fostering collaboration and unity among church leaders in Latin America and the Caribbean, a region with a significant Catholic population. This visit was particularly significant given Prevost's long-standing connection to Latin America through his work in Peru. His ability to connect with regional bishops, many of whom he had worked with during his time in Chiclayo, underscored his reputation as a bridge builder within the Church. Africa and Oceania, probable but undocumented travels. Africa, supporting Augustinian missions. The Augustinian order has a presence in African countries such as Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, where it operates parishes, schools, and social programs. As Prior General, Prevost likely visited these countries to support local Augustinian communities, though specific records are not widely available. These visits would have involved meeting with friars, assessing mission needs, and participating in community events. His global role suggests travel to Africa to promote the order's mission of evangelization and service, particularly in regions with growing Catholic populations. Oceania, possible visits. In Oceania, the Augustinians are active in Australia and Papua Indonesia, among other areas. Prevost's role as Prior General may have taken him to Australia to visit the Augustinian province of Australasia, which includes parishes and schools. Similarly, the order's presence in Papua Indonesia suggests possible trips to support missionary activities. While no specific visits are documented, his extensive travel as Prior General makes such journeys likely. A life of service and global engagement. Throughout his career, Robert Prevost's travels were driven by a commitment to service, community, and faith. Whether ministering to the poor in Peru, blessing churches in the Philippines, or meeting with bishops in Puerto Rico, his journeys reflected a deep engagement with the global Catholic Church. His role as Prior General of the Augustinians, which took him to nearly 50 countries, equipped him with a broad understanding of the Church's diverse needs and challenges. His later work as prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops further expanded his global perspective, preparing him for the universal role he would assume as Pope Leo XIV. As the first American pope, Prevost brings a unique perspective shaped by his multicultural background and extensive travels. His experiences in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and the Caribbean have informed his approach to leadership, emphasizing unity, dialogue, and service. His story is one of a man who walked the streets of the world, from the shanty towns of Peru to the historic churches of Manila, always seeking to build bridges and share the gospel.